owls, when they look at you, can just sort of pierce right through you. I've looked at them through binoculars. It looks like they can just see my eyes right through the binoculars back. This forest used to have great horned owls, and I haven't heard them in a long time, but the last several years, have barred owls. I hope you can see them because they're like side by side. Kind of looks like they're preening each other. So one flew off, but the other one's still there. I mostly want to wait this out because I really don't like to disturb them. So if I start moving, I know the owl will fly off. So I'm just, seems pretty happy just kind of hanging out where it is. Definitely knows I'm there, but I'm keeping enough of a distance that I think I don't feel threatening. They've definitely seen me before too. The fact that this owl is preening right now, that's a baseline behavior. Like, it would not be preening its feathers if it felt that I was a problem and I was a threat. So I'm taking this as a huge compliment right now. So part of the learning to walk in the woods that we talked about in class is being able to bring your energy to a really chill place. Like, I'm talking out loud right now, but my mind is pretty focused on just talking about nature, and I'm pretty relaxed. And I'm not staring at this owl. I'm just kind of casually standing, looking over from time to time, and then kind of looking away and pretending to eat, and just like I'm sort of trying to blend in as best I can and not making a lot of sudden movements and noise. Even though I'm talking in a pretty steady, even pace and tone. So I'm acting interested, but not that interested. Like when we stare, we show that we're either interested in mating or interested in fighting. It's very prey, or there's some level of intensity. So I'm not trying to like stare directly at the owl. And the owl stared at me a couple times, but isn't doing that either. It's like, okay, I'm just over here doing my thing. I'm going to very slowly start walking. And just, again, sort of not be that interested. Like, okay, we're just doing our thing out here. And hopefully I won't spook the owl. While I'm over here, I can show you, I'm going to wait on that actually. Oh, a little horsetail. I can show you that. A little horsetail right here. So these are pretty cool because these were around at the time of the dinosaurs, just like ferns and conifers. a spore, another spore plant, although this one's sterile. The ones with the little bulby tops, those are the fertile ones. But when all the little leaves are pointed up rather than out like this, that's the time to harvest horsetail medicinally. It's really full of silica. People use it a lot for hair rinses, so cosmetic uses. It's also called scouring rush, even though it's not a rush. People used utilitarian for like sort of cleaning surfaces of things. But that silica content also has been used to medicinally for like osteoporosis and bones and things. So I'm just walking by where the owl was, very quietly. Just going. Still there. It's definitely still there. It's gonna take a minute. Try to get a picture, which I'll share with you if I do. Turned away. I think it thinks I'm being rude. Okay. Take that as a sign to mind my own business. Although owls just have to know how cool they are. I just can't imagine that they don't. Not that they think in those terms in that language, but just being comfortable in their own feathers. So I can hear running water now. This is a part where there's a spring in this forest, and that is a good place to look for Devil's Club. I happen to know it's there already, so I'm taking you there, but if I wanted to find Devil's Club, I would look for like little ravines and places where there are shaded slopes with slow-moving water or moist soil, and then you find like stands of them. Follow the contours of the landscape. Sometimes you'll find them down at the bottom, but very often you'll find them on the slope, which this definitely is. So you can see a whole group of them over there. Ginseng family, and large lobed leaves. They were considered one of the most sacred plants by some of the native tribes all up and down Cascadia. It definitely was a spiritual plant as well as a medicine plant. Ward off evil spirits. The wood was used and the root was used medicinally in the inner bark. So I want to get up close to one. So let's see. The slope is so wet.